The Speedle.
It feels so good. It feels so good.
The Speedle.
Oh, mama, gonna make my move. I'm all in. Got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to Rotwheels. Today we have a super special video. It is finally the last and final installment of the Speedle restoration series. It has been such a wild ride, so much work, so much time, and the big reveal is finally here. So keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. One of my main goals with the Speedle was to address all of the rust issues, and I have finally gotten around to addressing the body rust.
It's time to get going. It's time to move on.
So I started out by cutting the entire panel out, digging all that nasty gritty foam, and putting down some POR.
One by one, nothing can stop me. That day is gonna...
The more and more I dug into these panels, the more and more rust I found along the way. Thank God I had James's help to help me mend these little spots and holes all over this poor fender well. Once the panel was completely fitted, we went ahead and spot welded all the way around and kept doing so until we created a nice seal. After that, we went ahead and ground down all those welds nice and flush to the car. So for any of our friends out there who aren't VW people or don't know much about metalworking, I actually got some awesome donor pieces from one of my buddies, Merlin, over at Sunshine Air Cooled to patch up not only the actual vent, but to repair all of the rust that's in here. James has so far done a killer job. I really wanted his help on this because he's done this before, obviously, and I have never done it. So it's a really good learning experience for me, and it's already looking killer. And then soon we'll get some paint on this, get some Bondo, make it look good, and it'll look like it never even happened. It was almost factory. And then it was on to the other side.
That day is gonna come. That day is gonna come. That day is gonna come. You know I can feel it. That day is gonna come.
Making some progress with the Speedle metal work. I think it looks awesome. I can't take credit for this. James is a mastermind behind all of this. He has done so much hard, awesome work on this, and I am so stoked because it looks so good. I know you can't really tell right now, but after we paint it, it's gonna look awesome. I'm so excited. So as you may remember, there was a giant gouge hole in the front of my hood that was just irritating me. It looked bad and it was just rusting away. So James had a genius idea on how to make that look even better.
That day is gonna come. That day is gonna come. You know I believe it. That day is gonna come. I'll break through the ceiling. That day is gonna come.
All right, today is the day we get to finally coat and finish painting the Speedle. We're actually gonna do a protective clear coat over the entire car with some flake. We ran some tests a few days ago and they turned out awesome. I'm so freaking excited. So in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and just put a base color to properly match, obviously, the blue to the white panels that we replaced here. And then after that, we'll let that dry for a little bit and then we'll clear over the entire car. All right, we nailed all the prep work. We're ready to lay the base and then lay some clear coat and finally wrap up the paint on this car.
It's time to get going. It's time to move on. Put this behind me. That day is gonna come. I'm breaking the walls down one by one. Nothing can stop me. That day is gonna come. You know I remember when I was young. My mama told me that day is gonna come.
To all my fellow painters out there, I know my technique is not perfect. This is my absolute first full paint job, clear job on any vehicle or anything for that matter, so cut me some slack. I think I did an okay job given the circumstances.
You know I believe it. That day is gonna come.
All right, so the Speedle is completely masked off. I just kind of did all that off camera because that's really no fun to watch anyway. but I already went ahead and took the Duplicolor rubberized undercoat. I love this stuff. I've used it before. I used it actually to undercoat this car, and it has a great texture. The only problem with it is it kind of gives off like a brownish color instead of black. So I bought a different undercoat to coat over this for not only added texture, but also for the color, because I want it to be jet black rather than like some weird off brown. So that's all coated. I've done 2 coats of that. After that's done drying, I'll go ahead and spray over with the jet black, and then we should be finally done with the paint on this car altogether. It's gonna be great.
Right in front of my eyes. I ain't ever looking back.
All right, it is a beautiful day in South Carolina. I am getting ready to head out to Jeff's. I have the Speedle all loaded up, and we're gonna start the journey of getting it back together and putting the engine in and getting it actually done. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So when I arrived at Jeff's, we wasted 0 time lollygagging. We got right to the wiring. When we opened up all the wiring, we realized we had a lot more work ahead of us than we originally thought. The next most important thing is fuel. So I had to take this entire gas tank out and really work on it and flush it all out. It was so crusty and so gross. I'm amazed that I even got it as clean as I did. The next best thing was to rebuild my pedal set. I had no clue how bad my pedals were until I looked at a really good set compared to mine. Okay, so far today's kind of a boring day. We're just finally wrapping up all the wiring. There was some other wiring that we didn't account for, so just trying to get that done. Getting everything wired up for the headlights, so that we can pretty much call it a complete done on wiring. Before stabbing the motor in, we had to make sure everything was set with the transaxle. We started by mocking up mounts, changing seals, and changing the throw-out bearing.
I'm buzzing like a beehive, sky high on the good vibes, jump in, you can come too, just tell me what you wanna do, yeah, I got something you can't explain.
In this moment, we realized that we had to take one of the intakes and carburetors off to get the motor into the engine bay.
Magic inside my veins, la 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 la. No matter what, I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Can you feel it?
Next was on to glass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I got something you can't explain. Can you feel it? It's a physical kind of way. Can you feel it? Something magic inside my veins. No matter what, I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Can you feel it?
eBay's finest. Flea Bay, no go.
We got the move. Can you feel it? 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 Can you feel it?
After that was all said and done, it was time for a test drive.
It needs some lube. I'm hiding. Where's my sunglasses? I need to hide behind my sunglasses. You still smell that exhaust or whatever that is?
I don't know what's funnier, the fact that I'm smiling the whole time or the fact that Jeff looks scared out of his mind.
Beetle, take a left. Hit it.
Everybody's waiting on me.
Holy shit, Caroline. Are we recording this?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right, it's about 8:30 in the morning and I am on my way to Jeff's today because today is a very special day. I am taking the Speedle home. So the original plan was to drive the Speedle home, but Jeff seems to feel like we haven't put enough miles and kind of enough hell on the engine yet to really do any highway driving, which I don't really disagree with. So I went ahead and just grabbed the trailer. So I'm gonna go pick my baby up today and bring him home and do some island driving, break him in, and then eventually get on the highway soon. Once I got the Speedle home, it was on to final touches and getting that roof rack back on. I started by touching up all the little spots on the roof rack that the blue had peeled off over time, and then I took some automotive grade clear coat and clear coated the entire rack. Then it was on to the fun stuff, putting that rack back on where it belongs. I'd been toying with the idea of leather straps to hold my hood down forever, so I went to the thrift store, grabbed some belts, and James made something really awesome happen. Now it was on to final touch time. We polished and mounted all the old trim. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I am so happy and so grateful, of course, not to only have my car, but for all the awesome people that have helped me through this entire build and all the love and all the support. Seriously, I can't thank everybody enough. James, Jeff, Chris, and Merlin, everybody. Like, this whole journey of the Speedle is so crazy but so awesome. I learned so much. I met so many awesome people along the way. I am eternally grateful, and thank you guys so much for being awesome subscribers, watching the videos, commenting, subscribing. It really means a lot. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Don't worry, you will still see the Speedle. You're welcome to follow us at the Speedle on Instagram or my Instagram at Real Caroline. Don't forget to check out all of our links. Also, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on this video, and comment what you want to see us build next, because the Speedle's done. What are we gonna do next? Thank God you don't get paid to be a cameraman.
Just making sure people know that I'm not the one that's doing all the work, that you're actually doing some work on it. Yes, Caroline is actually working on this.
I'm just doing this to make you look good, okay?
The abuse. I'm like taking no more abuse.